Hi friends, welcome to my channel. This is a timeless pick a deck reading, and today we will be saying how do they see you. So they is basically divided into different things which we will see in the breakdown, but let's just look at the options. So these are the options. These are four different decks, and I'll be showing you one card from each deck so you can choose it. This is the High Priestess, and this one is the Sleepwalker Tarot. Then we have this, the Star. This is the Stained Glass Tarot. Then we have the third option, Queen of Pentacles from the Light Seeker Tarot. Then we have the Moon from the Tarot of the Divine. So these are the options. You can feel free to pause the video and take a deep breath for grounding and choose the pile with the help of your intuition. So take your time and let me just show you the breakdown of the reading now. So this is the breakdown. We would be seeing how do they see you. So they is divided into all of these different people. So we would see in general what is people's first impression of you, then what is their impression of you once they have spent some time with you. Then for the day we would see how do your colleagues see you, how does your family see you, how do your friends see you. Now these are the general friends. Then we have how does your closest friend or best friend see you. Then how does your partner or spouse see you. So if you have a partner now, you can think of them, or if you are single, then you can think of your future partner. And then at last, how does the person on your mind see you. So basically this could be any person, it could be one of these people, or it could be one of your spirit guides or whoever is on your mind at the time of the reading. So we would see the message from them as well. So this is the breakdown. Now you can head to your pile. Hi group 1, welcome to your reading. Let me just show you the breakdown of the reading so you can see what all I would be telling you about. Feel free to read it. Now let's get into the details. So we'll see what is your first impression for anyone in general. So we have two cards here, snake and the frog. It's interesting because both are connected, right? Snakes eat frogs during the rainy season. Okay, let me just get one card to see how do people see you once they have some idea about you or they've spent some time. Dear. Okay, at the back of the deck is camel. Let me get one card to clarify each. These are three cards, but I'll show you. Six of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, I'll take this. Seems you're very resistant at first towards talking to anybody. So, particularly like when people see you first time, their impression is like this person doesn't talk a lot, they don't interact much, and they are very conservative in themselves. But they don't see that you're somebody who would attack anybody else either. Like you just want your own safety, or you're being shown as a shy person. So you're shy, you're introvert, that kind of person. But they find you fun, and they might find you fun especially because you don't interact easily. So they have this kind of curiosity about you, that gets generated when you don't interact easily, that what kind of person is group 1. So that's the kind of impression that you give. And I see that you keep your life very private, and until unless you trust somebody deeply, you would not open up your deepermost side with anybody. And people might even think that you're pessimistic kind of person, like they might ask you for plans, like would you like to go with us, and then you are most of the time are like, no, I can't go. And people might take some people might get offended from that, like how can you say no all the time. But they can't tell you much, because it's almost like it's not that they are asking you the you where to go or when to go, when they have been with you. So it's the first time, right? The soul energy, so they can't even tell you that you are not doing something right or something like that. So basically that's the first impression that I'm getting. You like to stay in your shell, and you don't like to share a lot unless people have gained your confidence or trust, and they are very much curious about the kind of person that you are. Whereas when they get to know you, then they find you a very charming person, very soft hearted, very warm. People might like to hang out at your place a lot. So once these very same people whom you were so shy around, they once they get to know you, you allow them. And when you allow them, these are the kind of people who like to stay at your home or place for long hours. Like every I see some like a lot of people are in a particular room and everybody is doing their own thing, and nobody is disturbing each other, and you are the host of that place. You allow people to just be themselves without trying to interact unnecessarily. And I see that your energy is very mother like. You could be a male or female, does not matter, but when I say mother like, what I mean is very nurturing energy. So that's why maybe people like to hang out at your place in that terms. And at the back of the deck is Knight of Pentacles. So I surely see one thing, that you take a lot of time to open up. So you're not the extrovert kind. If you're an extrovert, you may not be resonating with this group. That's what I want to say. So that's the first impression. Now let me just take cards for all the details. So how do your colleagues see you? Okay. This is King of Cups. It seems like you pour your heart into your work. You like to do your work with so much passion, and you're like emotionally involved at your workplace. So it could be because of your work itself, or it could be because of the people in your workplace. But nonetheless, they treat you very well. So I see that you getting princess treatment or king treatment at your workplace, which is interesting, because either you because how you appear to be at first is introvert. So that tells the kind of relationship that you form, whether it is at work or personal level. You don't like to have meaningless relationship, or you don't like short talk. So whatever you have, that is genuine, that is meaningful. So you don't think that if it is work, you're not going to involve your energy there, but rather, if I can have meaningful relationship even at work, why not have that? You're that kind of person. I will get next card to see how does your family see you. I'll also get clarification for all of these. This is the moon in reverse. I see that you don't share a lot with your family. How do your friends see you? So these are like general friends, right? We have like different circle of friends. So in that terms, this is about your general friends. And we have both fire energy here, which is King of Wands in reverse, and Page of Wands in reverse. It's interesting. The general people are, I want to say, these people who are not your closest friends, those are the group of people who make you feel most misunderstood. It's not your work people, it's not your family, it's not your closest friend, but it is these people. Okay, and let's see How does your closest friend, or it could be multiple best friends, how do they see you? I see, this is the most interesting one. We have three here, but I'll just show you. I'll shuffle again. This is Temperance, Star, and this is Ten of Cups in reverse. Let me just get one card for you. How does your closest friend see you? We have Four of Wands in reverse. I feel like your closest people, they often complain to you that you never come to their place. So it could be that your closest people live around your own location. So it's not like you people are in two different states or something like that, but rather very much around each other, and yet you don't go and visit them. So they complain about it a lot. I see that they very much enjoy your presence, but you're kind of lazy. I don't feel like you resist them because you that of that introvert side, but more because you are lazy, and you know, like, these people are the only people who would understand you. So sometimes you allow yourself to be the irresponsible person for these people. And I even see somebody, like, if it's your best friend, if it's a female particularly, then she's complaining like, you're taking me for granted just because I'm understanding, things like that. Let me see, how does your partner see you? So you could be married or unmarried, whoever is the partner currently in your life. If you don't have a partner, then you can take this part as your future partner. So Ace of Wands in reverse. And you can think of any particular person. It could be one of these or somewhere out of this. So it could be your spirit guides, universe itself. How do they see you? That is being represented by this card, which, by the way, is Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay. Let me just keep these here. Yeah, so whoever was the person on your mind, how do they see you? Okay. This is very specific, and the person that you thought yourself of, they think sometimes you're too blunt. You tell the truth, but they feel, I'm not saying whether this is true or not, but that's how they feel, I want to say, is that sometimes in the name of truth, you are sometimes being mean to them at times, and they don't deny, like, what you say is true. Logically, you're right, but they wish if you can put your words in a more loving manner, then they would appreciate you more. Okay, let me just take clarifiers for all of this. Okay, I see that you are very much appreciated at your workplace, and opportunities are presented to you very easily, like, your workflow or passion for work makes things easier for you or possible for you. Now, I don't mean easier in terms that you don't work enough, but in the way that you don't have to grind your ass 24/7 to get things done, in that terms. Okay. What about these friends? We'll take this. By the way, this is also the card for your future spouse or partner. So I want to say that your future spouse or your current partner could be one of these friends of yours, at first at least. Later, it might have, your relation might get transformed into something else, which is your romantic story. This is the same card. Interesting. Can we have one more for the future spouse? I don't know why I'm saying future spouse all the time. So it could be like many of you are single at present. Eight of Swords. Or even if you are currently in contact, then too. At the back is Two of Wands. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Let's talk about the work part first. So the most interesting or easiest or or you are at most ease at your workplace. So people at your workplace might make you feel like you are the most interesting person in the room, and they enjoy your company a lot. And I see that, if some kind if lunch is happening, then they would make sure to ask you, let's go and have lunch together. If something is being distributed, say sweets or cakes, something in the company because of any particular occasion, then your colleagues would make sure that they bring the extra box for you. So they take care of you very well, because your presence allows them to stay emotionally connected in the workplace, and you create this emotional safety. So you may not try it consciously that you want this emotional safety in your workplace, but nonetheless you are good at it. So I feel like your 10th house the 10th house of your birth chart could be something which might have some kind of a good placement. So that's why your workplace works really good for you. And I see that you also enjoy to go to work. Like, if you have the option to stay at home or go to work, then you would rather go to work, because you might get lazy around lying around at your home. But when you go to work, you feel much more energized, because the people around make you feel that. And I see that you developed meaningful relationships over time, and that is why you have earned their place. Okay, now coming to how does your family sees you. I see that you are very much disconnected to your family. Like, you don't communicate a lot, you just tell them what is necessary. So if you are supposed to send money to money for help, then you would do that, but mostly you don't communicate much. There's very less communication. But I see particularly one person in your family often thinking of you or missing you, and thinking like, what is my child doing, or it could be a sibling, so they would think like, what is my sibling doing, and they think like that, and they are very curious to know what are you doing. And I see that the kind of relationship you had with your family, you have resolved a lot of karma, or at least you are aware of a lot of patterns existing in your family. And knowing all that, been through all that while growing up, you do not want to get involved much from that perspective. And at soul level, you might have felt it, that whatever work I had to do with these people, I might have completed it a lot. So you may not feel drawn to your family in that terms. But I don't see like you are resisting anything, or if there's any grudge or anything. But just in general, there's not too much communication going on. So there's not much to tell here. But coming to this center part. So these are your basically how your friends see you, but these are not your closest people. And I see that these are the people who have made you feel the worst. Like, just yesterday or today, I saw some quote that maturity is when you realize that your biggest fan is a random person in the world whom you have not met ever, and your biggest hater are your closest people. So in that terms, I feel like these are the people, like, your haters come from this group. I'm sorry to say that you're surrounded with such people, but I feel like these were the people whom you used to go to running around, and you used to tell all your stories and what you're excited about and everything related to that. And instead of making you feel good about it, instead of cheering for you, they rather made you feel small. And you might have stopped telling your things to them, but when you stopped telling them it, they might even have backlash about that as well. So that did not end well, because they were not ready to grow. And when they saw you grow, do something well for yourself, it was not sitting right with them. Now, I don't want to read this energy too much, but I can say that I don't like it. And you don't have to shrink for anybody if they are not able to make you feel good about yourself. It is always good to leave that part. And I also see that this and this is connected. So basically you might feel first just hang around people and get a vibe of it, like how are these people really behaving with me. So now because of these people you have created this filter in your mind who you would allow as your closest of the friends, because you have understood that not everybody deserves your attention, not everybody needs to know what you're doing in your life. And it is these people who gave you that wisdom, who gave you that strength to stand alone but not go on telling your stuff to people who are going to make you feel small. So I see that people getting filtered from this to this, and now very few people left with you, but you're not feeling sad about it. You understand that I would rather have quality than quantity. So you're that kind of person. And I see the closest of your friends, they might not be more than four. And I feel like four is even too much, that I'm saying. It could be four or less than four, but definitely not more than four. I even see like it is just one. Somebody, for few of you, it could be just one person who is closest, who is your closest friend, and you may call this person your soul sister or soul brother, soulmate, whatever you feel like. So that person, they are very unconditional with you, like they would do anything for you. They were the person who created that safety and reliability for you. And they are the person, when you want to rest you would go to them. But interestingly they are not very happy with you, because they feel like they want something more from you. So it could be like this person, whoever this is, this could be from the opposite gender, or it could be the same gender, but nonetheless maybe they want something more from you, just more than friendship. For few of you it could be like that. But they feel like you take them granted. So you think that this is the only place where I can rest. So in that terms you allow yourself to be somewhat irresponsible, or maybe you don't use your brain too much. You don't think from other people's shoes in that terms, but they think that this person, so basically you group one, you give everybody so much importance on, and you only don't give importance to them. But I see it in a more funny tone instead of complaining tone. And they are very much accepting of you, unconditional for you, unconditionally present for you. So in that terms they are forgiving about it, but their expectations are there. And so sometimes they may feel bad about it, that you don't give them as much importance as you can. And they also understand that you don't give them importance because you just rest with them so easily. So they understand that if I am the only person with whom group 1 can be safe, and then how can I also start complaining to group 1? But they have their needs. So I feel like they are in some kind of conflict in that terms. Okay. Then coming to your partner, I see your partner could be one of the people whom you never wanted to be friends with in the first place, but they challenged you. Like your partner is someone who triggered you a lot. So they showed you the ways in which you are limited, or if it hasn't happened yet, then that's how I feel like it will go. So they challenged you a lot, they triggered you in many ways, and you thought like this is the last person I would be friends with, yet you somehow ended up being their partner. So that's the thing I see. And interesting thing is they challenge you in so many ways, but they particularly, even if they challenge you, they make you go in a direction where you connect to your soul more. And I see something very interesting, that while this is the case, the reason you were resistant towards this partner of yours, because in some cases your past partner was one such person who challenged you, but not because they wanted you to grow, but more because I see that they kept complaining about you. Like when they couldn't accept you, then they were trying to change you. And so when someone was trying to change you in a way where they triggered your mental stability or emotional stability, you were not ready to accept somebody new who was doing the same thing. The only difference was, even though this person was doing the same thing, but they did it from a place where they just wanted you to grow, instead of because they can't accept you, so they would rather try to change you, kind of perspective. And I see that your partner, they open your mind in ways which you never saw before. So at first I see a lot of conflict for sure. I don't see this relationship starting as something very safe and loving and all. But I see you much more dependent on your closest friend or best friend much more than your partner in that terms for safety. But your partner, whatever they are, it could be a karmic person the way they are triggering, but it is how this seems to be going. And then coming to the person which was on your mind, I see that they find you, sometimes they feel like you don't tell the truth because you are trying to mask your feelings. But they understand, and they might even find you manipulative at times. Whoever this person is on your mind, they might think you're a manipulative person, and I don't think manipulation is wrong. It depends on the usage. So, and what I say when I mean is manipulation isn't wrong is when the mother also tries to manipulate a child so they can eat some healthy veggies. That kind of manipulation is right. That's what I mean. So in that terms, I see that this person feels like this is very specific. So it's like it could be a work person for a few of you. So I will give an example. So there's this person, he wants to achieve something, and you are another person who is trying to achieve that same position. So they thought if they can have some information on you, then they could be ahead in the journey. So they try to talk to you and try to get some information, and they're not asking directly, they're trying to get the information indirectly, subtly. But you don't give out any information. You're so smart about it, you're so intelligent that you can read people's intention, and so you know how to handle such people. And when you don't give them the information they require, they might feel like irritated, and they might not talk to you very well after that. But I see that this person itself is kind of manipulative in that terms. So that is why when you don't feed into their insecurity, they don't feel good about it. So that's the kind of person I see. And so they might find you very intelligent or somewhat one step ahead, but they don't feel comfortable about it. So in their mind they feel frustrated and irritated towards you. So yeah, I'm getting more of an energy of someone from work. Okay. And then I want to just finish it by telling you that for those who know you uh, from their closest space, they feel very comforted in your presence. So you may not be a person who does a lot of things for people, but even if you don't do anything, D word could be important to you, by the way. So even if you don't do anything, your presence itself makes a lot of people feel safe. For people whom you allow your energy. So I see you could be having good boundaries, and your feminine energy is very comforting, healing, that kind of energy that I'm getting. So these are the messages for you, and you could consider this kind of like part 1 of the reading. So basically how other people see you is part 1, and soon I'll be releasing a part 2, which would be like how your energy is or aura is irrespective of how people see you, so who you are at energetic level. So if you resonated with this, you can like this reading, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more future readings. Bye bye, group 1. Hi, group 2. Let me show you the breakdown of the reading so you can read it. Feel free to see what all I'll be covering. Now let's get into the reading. So what is the first impression that That's a lot that people have of you. So you might, that's interesting. You might have felt confused between two groups. I'm not going to tell which one. Okay. And what is the impression that people have once they get to know you? They might find you very sensitive, very childlike. People might even treat you as a child no matter what your age is. And also feel like your eyes could be very childlike. Like, when we see children eyes, they have like this shine, that this shine in them, and it feels like their eyeballs are bigger than adults. And so you might be having eyes like that. People might have said like you have childlike eyes, or they might look into your eyes and then smile at you like the way adults smile at children. So that's the thing I'm getting for you. Let me take clarifier. So this was for the first impression. I see there's one way that you are blessed, and you have a lot of major arcana here. That's interesting. At the back of the deck is Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so let me just tell this. So, your first impression is basically someone who is very sensitive and someone who is emotionally very attuned to everything else. So you know how a newborn child or even 2 3 year old children are treated. So adults would make sure that they don't use cuss words around them. And it might even happen that the way you enter the room, sometimes people would make sure that they regulate their way of speaking such that they are not very harsh. And so in that terms, I see that people feel very protective of you. And the way that you are blessed, I was going to say, is that people may not judge you. You judge yourself much more than other people does. So you might think like, oh my god, what's my first impression to this person or whoever you can think of. And you might worry a lot about should I have said that, and these kind of things you think. But people, they are very accepting of you. So you're one such person that everybody would happy to take to their home. They might like to invite you very easily to any party, or if they want to go somewhere on a nice outing, then you're the person who fits with everyone. So you're very easygoing in that terms, and that is your first impression, I want to say. And coming to how people see you once they have got to know you, they still see you as a child and I think it's very cute. So they still see you as a child. So again, I'm getting like your eyes could be very interesting in that terms, like childlike. So you could have bigger eyes than the average people. And people might uh, even though still see you as a child, but they just learn to get to a lot more things about you. Like you might look like a child, but they might think like you have the maturity of an old man or an old woman. And I see that you are very neutral, very much in touch with justice. So even though your energy is childlike, but your aura is that of an empress, I want to say. And the empress, she is very feminine, she is very caring. So everything around you feels very like the growth happens very easily. So you might support people, you might be a very good supporter in that term. So if somebody wants a mother like energy, then too they would go to you. So it's very interesting when I see in that terms that you're the child and the mother. So you carry a spectrum, a range of spectrum of personalities within you, which tells me that how flexible you are in that terms. So your birth chart could be having a lot of mutable signs. So it's cardinal, fixed, or mutable. You can search what are the mutable signs. So mutable signs are basically signs which are very flexible. So you could be having dominant placement of that in your birth chart. And I also see one more thing. that you know how to stand up for what you believe in. At times, people might find it surprising because the kind of image that they have in their head about you, but when you do such things, they allow it as well. But you're fine about standing up for yourself, or at least for what you believe in. So, let's see now. How do your colleagues see you? So, work colleagues. Oh, these are two cards. Five of swords and the devil, and both have five number in it. Even five is here. So I feel like, again, the mutable science is one thing, but also that you could be going through a major change right now in your life, and this could be a career change, particularly since we are talking about colleagues here. And okay, let me just take more cards. How does your family see you? It's taking a lot of time for the card to come out, which tells me that you could be like a page of swords in reverse. Like you might feel, or it could be a literal case, that sometimes your family forgets you. So actually this happens a lot with middle child, if you have seen that middle child meme. So you could be a middle child, or you could be even the elder one or the youngest one, it does not matter, but the energy is here like this. Like you might feel like you are forgotten, like your family doesn't even remember you exist, or they might really do such things where at least they really forget you. By the way, I'm a middle child, so my condolences to you. Okay, how do your friends see you? So these are basically the friends who don't know you in depth. And this is magician here, which is a very nice card. So they find you very fulfilling. People who have not gotten to know you at depth, they see you as magical person. Is a very cute person, I also want to say. And somebody who is well equipped with emotions, the right mental attitude to hang out with, and you know when to say the positive things, you know how much emotions to involve, so you're not that I want to say person who overacts or overreacts, like quite the balance that most people want as their friend. And these are the people how they see you, the closest of your people, and the closest, only the closest of your people see that the wars you struggle with. So others might find you like you're very good at what you do, you can handle everything, but only your best friend or the most closest friends know that how much you sacrifice, how much you're struggling. So I feel like you could be the one such person who would discuss their career only with their most closest people, not with anybody else. Let me see how your partner sees you. So this could be your current partner or your future spouse. You can take it as your situation applies, and this is six of cups. I love this. So I was getting this energy like you could be a short heighted person, and when I saw this, so again I'm getting this feeling like either your partner would be much taller than you, or you could be much taller than your partner. So I certainly see this height difference, but I was getting this feeling even in the starting that you're a short heighted person in that terms. Like I was getting that childlike feeling, right? So and then you can think of any particular person in your head, and we will see what they think about you. Now this came really fast, so I feel like you probably would have read the breakdown and you were ready to see, or you ready to feel about this person. So we have the page of pentacles and the four of swords. So whoever this particular person is, you can keep it in your mind and we'll see their energy. Let me just keep it here. Page of pentacles in reverse and the four of swords. Whoever this person is, they want you to rest. Okay? Yeah, they want you to take rest as much as possible. They don't want you to learn anything new, don't want you to do something else, but just accept yourself the way other people accept you so easily. So it seems like you don't accept yourself that easily. So let's just take clarifier. So how your colleagues see you. Okay, we'll take these. Okay, no, these are a lot. Four of swords again, four of pentacles, and the moon. Your mind, I see you work more than your capacity. Okay, it's interesting that I was telling five was coming here a lot because devil is 15, the five is here as well, five of swords, and then here four and four is coming. So it's interesting that you started something well, so but things didn't go in the direction that you had hoped for, and now you are stuck in a situation. Okay, something needs to end. Okay, regarding your work situation, something needs to end. Look at this, two of pentacles. So I feel like people are asking you to do a lot of tasks and they are expecting you to multitask, whereas multitasking is taking a toll on your mind. I even feel headache could be involved, and but this needs to end. Okay, I want to say that you have given your all in your workplace, but still you are not being appreciated enough, and this cycle needs to end, and it is in your hand to bring about this change. But one thing is for sure, if you're wondering if your work situation will change, then yeah, it will change, but it will be your own conscious choice that would make it happen. But this certainly needs to end, whatever this situation at your workplace is, because is giving me feeling a lot of mental trauma, toxicity involved. Expectations from you is too much that you can handle, and if you can't handle, then you cannot think that you are not enough. You just need to give yourself the life that you deserve. So if a plant is not able to grow properly, are you going to go and tell the plant that no, plant, you're not doing enough? No, you are not going to do that. You're going to water it, you're going to care for it, right? So you have to see yourself as that plant regarding your work life. If it's not working for you, do what is right for you instead of criticizing yourself. And I feel like you yourself criticized um, a lot, and you need to stop doing it. It almost feels like you are claiming other people's words at your workplace and thinking that you are not enough, but you need to release all of that. Okay, what you are very much accepted by the people who know you. Okay, so that's the energy I see, and your workplace situation needs to end. Okay, it has served its purpose. You cannot just keep dragging this whole toxic situation. This is your confirmation if you needed it. So that's the thing. Now let's see how does your family see you, which as you see it, it seems like they don't see you at all. This is ace of cups in reverse, 10 of cups upright, and justice in reverse. I feel like it's not that you feel that your family doesn't see you, but it's more like you think everything is very happy and everything is very right for everybody else except you, and it's just you that people forget. Okay, I feel like your family have made you feel very much neglected as a child, and that is something that you need to deal with consciously, because I can see how this is playing a role in your work life, and also about how people see you at first. So people see you as an adorable creature. Okay, let me tell you that, just as adorable like a capybara. And so they are fine, but no matter how much love you receive from the world, if you can't love yourself, if you can't see yourself the same way, you would not be able to accept that from others. And I see the origin place of that is your family. So you could be a very mature child, and because you were mature, people made sure that I see that happening in families where if there are many children, then parents, instead of taking care of each of them and nurturing each of them, they rather choose their favorites, or at least whoever requires the most attention, if not favorite. And the one who is mature, they are taken for granted, they are neglected in that terms. And these people, they are empathetic, so they don't even demand. You may not have been that child who would put their needs so clearly, or you may not ask it from your parents so clearly because you were an understanding child. But your capacity to be an understanding child also made you feel a neglected child, and now you are finding it hard to accept that you can be enough. Because instead of directly telling your parents or your caregivers that I also need your attention, you rather started to imbibe such habits like, maybe if I become more easy as a child, maybe if I help my mom more, if I do this task for my dad, then they might love me more. So instead of asking it directly, you were that child who made things easier for them. But I feel very, very sorry for you, and I even relate a bit here, because the more you make things easy, the more parents forget that you need something from them. And even though parents are doing their best at that point, the natural progression is, if you're going to make it easy for them, then you are not going to get attention, you are just going to become a cushion for their tough life. And in that whole process, you might become strong, but I see that emotional detachment starts to develop at that age. And so I feel like you need to start writing your needs, telling your needs. And even at this age, you need to tell people that you have needs and your needs were neglected. Put it as lovingly as you can, although it might come off a bit ugly when we have not done it from a long time, but that is totally understandable. So I see in that terms, it feels like you don't feel life was fair to you, and I agree to that. But now you can correct it. You can start to do the justice for yourself that nobody else did. And the way to start it is write your needs. Do something for yourself. Choose yourself every day. Learn how to choose yourself, and it is your responsibility that you make others understand, or you teach others how to choose you as well. You have to teach them, even if they didn't learn. Okay, so let's see, how does your friend see you? This was interesting. King of Pentacles in reverse and the Magician upright, right? So we got that, the way they feel grounded in your presence. But I see a bit funny thing here, that people might think you're such an easy person, and now I can also see how your easiness is playing a role in your work life, in your friend circle. And so they might feel that you are so easy to deal with, whereas you're not easy, you're just in your own world. And they may not even realize, or maybe they realize, but they, since they are not your closest people, so they don't care to cross that boundary or make you feel uncomfortable, so they allow you to be in your own world. So it might have happened like you could have zoned out a lot while you were being there listening everything, and people were like, you're such a good listener, and in your mind you are like, what did you even say? I didn't even hear a word. So it's funny in that sense. So I see that, even though you talk or you listen, it does not matter, because you are very much in your head when you're not interacting in an interesting manner. So it might be that a lot of the times you could be daydreaming with people who does not matter to you a lot. And I don't think that you feel like, these people are unnecessary in my life or anything, but like, you're like, if something interesting is not happening, just let me be in your in my mind, in my Disneyland. So that's the kind of energy I'm getting, and I see that this could be a coping mechanism, which again we can source back to this. So This seems like a coping mechanism, but nonetheless, your coping mechanism creates a lot of neutrality or space for everybody else. So I don't see that it is harmful in any way, but it is okay if it is people who are not even there to disturb you, like they're not going to uh, change your boundaries in any way, so even they allow you to be like that, so it seems it's okay. Now let's just see how does your closest friend or your best friend sees you. I see that your best friend, if at all there was, I don't know why I'm saying was, so currently you might not be in touch with one of your best friends, so they have seen all your struggles, okay? They have seen you, the sacrifices you have made. They understand the way you went away or you left people, something like that. I'm again getting like you're not in touch with your best friend anymore the way you used to be, and it feels sad because they were the person who used to see you, even though when you didn't say a lot of words, because it doesn't seem like you're that kind of person who would say things out loud, yet they were these people who used to see you, see through your silence. And I think that is golden. People who can see through your silence and still choose to stay quiet because they respect your boundary, these are golden people. So I see that they just see that you are in your head going through so much struggle, and it is important for them that you just stay how you are. Like they would not try to change you at all. That's the kind of person they were or they are, if you're still in touch. And I think they they just want you to stay as you are. That's it. I'm not getting a lot of words. So you might not have talked to this person, or you may not have been that person who would talk too much, like late night chit chat kind of thing. So this doesn't seem to be your relation with them, but they were your best friend because they created that safety that none of these other people did, because they were the ones who made you feel enough without saying a word. And I feel that the kind of person you are, when somebody just provides you a space to stay silent, when somebody doesn't demand anything from you, that helps you to feel that you are enough. And that is what they did best for you. So that's how I see it. I really pray that you get more such people in your life. Okay, let me just get how does your partner sees you or will see you. And whatever will come at the back of the deck of this card would be the clarification for this person on your mind. So let's see about your partner. Okay, interesting. That's interesting because it's coming very in an interesting manner, because you are that person who would appear as a child in front of all of these people in the world, but when it comes to your partner, you are such a confident, haughty person, a complete change of personality, which is so opposite to all of this. And so you might appear like a very confident person, or someone who is like who would put forward their words so easily, like she's so confident, she's so charming. And your partner, they would find you charming, they would think nobody is better than you, they would find you very pure, I also want to say cute. But your confidence, they would see through your confidence. So they would know, like, when do you choose confidence, when you want to appear smart. So they would be able to see that that you're trying to impress them, and they find it cute. Like they're smart, they're emotionally much more smarter than you, so it's really nice to see that, because even your friend was appearing like that. So in that terms, I see that your partner has that quality as well, and they would treat you very well, very softly, just the kind of softness you deserved from all of these other people as well. And I see that it is a very nice thing, and almost like a breath of sunshine, I want to say, for you. This person would bring that kind of feeling, a breath of sunshine, and they would allow you to shine through, and they would It's not that they'll allow you, but rather they would not be one such person who would feel insecure if you grow into something more. Like you would not have to shrink yourself in any way to make them feel comforted. So these kind of feelings that I'm getting from your partner. And I feel like you could be going on a lot of dates with them, because somehow this girl's dress is standing out to me. So dates could be, a lot of dates could be involved. And yeah, and let me just see what is the person on your mind. What does the person on your mind thinks about you? So I was telling, yeah, this could be this same person, your partner, which you just wanted to hear more from, or it could be somebody else. But I'm getting a feeling this is the partner, and I see that they don't want you to learn a lot of new things. They just want you to focus on what you already know. So it could be related to career, or it could be like they just want you to grow into yourself more. Like suppose if you're feeling tensed, then this person, they would not tell you like go and learn how stress can be handled, but rather their way to deal with you would be like just sit with your stress, see what your stress is trying to tell you. So I see that this person might teach you how to sit with your emotions more. And I see that happening very slowly and gradually. So they are doing it even in a loving manner, not like you have to do it, otherwise how would you become a better person. So they're not doing it at all in a way where you're not enough, right? Since I see that's a thing here, this person is doing it lovingly, slowly, only when you're ready, girl. So that kind of vibe I'm getting. Like you know how children are given a push, very slow gentle push. That's the way I'm seeing this person handling you. And I see this person is teaching you something gradually. So it's almost they are helping you to come out of your shell. You might even go and would have traveled with this person, or would be traveling with this person somewhere, and when you come back, then you would be a different person, a completely different person from your imagination. So I even see that. So I'm even getting a feeling of a spiritual guru from here. So this person could even give you spiritual guidance in that terms. So it could be your partner itself who would act as your soulmate in that terms, or spiritual guru in that terms, or it could be somebody else. But I certainly see that this person is showing you how to rest more, and how to be gentle with yourself. I mean, you're already gentle, but in a way where you also process your emotions more. So that's the energy that I'm getting. Now if you resonated with this, then I want to tell you that this was just part 1. Soon I'm also about to release a part 2. So this was about how other people see you, that would be more about how your energy is. So independent of how people see you, what is your aura like. And this topic was requested by one of my friends and viewer, so I plan to make it soon. So feel free to like this video, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more future readings. Bye bye group 2. Hi group 3. Let's see the breakdown of the reading. So you can pause the video and feel free to read it. Let's get into the reading now. So what is the first impression that people have of you? That's a lot. They might feel very much confused about you. Like people are not able to read you easily. Interesting. Elk. And what is the impression of people once they have known you for some time? Okay. Haina. At the back of the deck is starfish. And let us take one clarifier for each. Okay. And at the back, five of swords. It's very interesting because at first people might find you egoistic, and they think like you're an egoistic person in terms that, like, the classic egoistic, not the one which I mostly use in my readings, which is a highly identified label but in an arrogant way. So people might see you as an arrogant person, but they also sense that you're something, like you're one such person which cannot be ignored. So there's just one sun, and a sun cannot be ignored. And interestingly, 1 plus 9 is 10, which results into 1, and 1 is also the same number, which tells that people's first impression of yours and last impression of yours is not very different from each other. It's just that your presence could be intimidating at times. So when they know you first, they might feel intimidated. But instead of seeing it as they are being intimidated by you, they rather think in these terms that you are arrogant. So that's like a misrepresentation of you that they project in their mind, and it is rather their own energy which reacts to your presence, which comes off as this arrogance, but not you yourself being arrogant. So it might even have happened in your life, like if 10 people is there in the starting in your life, and all of them are having very different opinion of you, and then 5 people got split into people who have got accustomed to you, so now they see the person that you are or your greatness, so why they were intimidated at first. And then there would be these 5 people who would be challenged in a way that they must change their personality because there's something wrong with them, not you. So they still see you in an intimidated manner, but instead of acknowledging that they are intimidated, they would rather attack you. So when an animal is scared, they attack a human, right? Or any other animal. So that's the kind of feeling it is. Like your presence, it creates some kind of effect on people around you. And that effect then divides people into two ways. Now, I'm not saying particularly half and half is necessary, but for sure, two kinds of division happens after that. There are people who start to understand who you are, and then they don't see you very differently, but rather in a much more greater perspective or light. And then there would be people who, the more they get to know you, the more it exposes their own fears or insecurities, so they may not like your presence a lot, and they project their own insecurity onto you. So that's the division that happens with your presence. So in even in the first place, they are not able to make up their mind because it is their own energy which is reacting continuously to your presence. So how are they supposed to form any opinion so easily? Because if your presence is the constant factor, and there are 10 people and they have their own insecurities, 10 different insecurities, then all of them would have very different opinion of you. So it's like when they come back and then they decide to discuss about you, nobody is able to tell something particular except for the fact that their presence stirs something in them. So in that terms, it is hard to form an opinion about you so easily. And then when they spend some time with you, by that time two splits have happened. So basically two groups have splitted by that time. And then I see that one thing is for sure, your energy decides the energy of the room. So you could be a magnetic presence for sure. And also see that your masculine energy is very dominant. Like you command the room, that kind of aura that you have. Okay, now let's see how do your colleagues see you. Okay, Lovers in reverse, this is 6 and 7, so this is in progression. It's very weird because it's coming as that. um Also, lovers is Gemini and chariot is Cancer, which is 3 and 4, which is again in succession. So people, maybe a lot of people in your office find you charming, such that they want something more than just something professional. um okay, that's something very specific. It could be for the few of you, but I also see that people are very much interested in knowing that if you have such a personality, then who is that person who is tolerating you. Like, they almost want to hear that nobody can tolerate you, because some people can't. So they would feel happy that, oh yeah, this person can't have a partner. This is very weird, because why should these things be discussed in office or a professional environment? But this seems like a point of curiosity. So some of them might be curious in general terms, because you might keep your life very secretive, whereas others are more interested just to see, like, why is somebody tolerating him or her, or does people like them can even have a partner, because since they only see the intimidation around them, so they don't realize that you are not just that, but it is rather their own energy. This is how does your family see you. This is 8 of swords in reverse. So your family might find you a dumb person. That's very funny, because you have such a magnetic aura and still your family finds you dumb. And I even see that dumb in such a manner, like, a small child being made fun by their mother, or something, like some adult in the home making fun of that child because they think, what a dumb child. So this is coming in such a funny manner. And I see, this is weird how 6 7 8 came. So it's interesting, because no matter how your family sees you, no matter how your colleague sees you, you keep your family and your colleagues very much in the same basket in your mind. You, all of those people who don't see you, you are able to understand that, and that is why you treat all of them same, no matter who it is, at least these part. We'll see how does your friends see you. Now these are general friends, not the most closest of your friends. Okay, Queen of Swords in reverse. Look at this. So your general friends could be around different places in the world. The way I see the flags, these remind me like your friends are, I want to say, distributed around different parts of the world. Okay. Anyway, they find you intelligent. They know you are intelligent, but you may not have been a person who would put forth their opinions very easily. So they think you are intelligent, but they are not able to tell it in a certain manner, because you have never shown any kind of capabilities dominantly. Like, you're not that person who would enter the room and start to take charge, or start to say like, this is the right thing to be done. You don't do that. So in that terms, they cannot pinpoint exactly, but they feel it. Now let's see how does your closest of friends see, and then Queen of Cups. It's interesting, whether it is your general friends or your closest friend, both of them see you as queen, but both are in reverse. So it's like they see you, but they don't have enough proof, or they have just not seen enough in depth to tell something confidently about you. So I see that you don't open up yourself to a lot of people. Or even if you do, at least then they are not able to understand you very easily. And I feel like it's not more about them, but it's more about you. So you could be having some kind of resistance toward being seen fully. you might not trust a lot of people. So there's this I think this is said like intelligent people don't trust a lot of people. Honestly, I don't believe in it, but I see this being applicable here. So you're that kind of intelligent person who doesn't trust a lot of people, and your closest friend, they find you emotionally very intelligent. In fact, one of the most intelligent people that they know could be you in your closest circle, and yet they are not very sure about it. It's like you don't tell 100% story to anybody in your life, neither your colleagues, nor your family, nor your general friends, nor your closest friend. Now let's see, how does your partner sees you? That's a lot. So how does your partner sees you? Okay, we'll take it. Four of Wands and King of Swords. So that's interesting. So what your general friends are able to feel, your partner is has seen the proof of it. So they have seen the proof of it. So they believe in you. I want to say in that terms, and I see that you have a lot of fun with your partner. You might be having two kinds of personality with your partner, where one is a very serious person, intellectually at its peak, you know how to have fun, and I even see three birds are here. It's very interesting: the bat, the crow, and the owl. The owl represents wisdom, the bat represents the ability to reborn. So you could be having a lot of flexible uh, planets, or I want to say zodiac in your birth chart. I feel very zoned out right now. Can you please focus your energy here? So yeah. So this bat is more about the energy of death, Scorpio energy, taking rebirth. So you might have changed your personality a lot of times and multiple times with your partner. So and then this is about crow. So when it comes to crow, this is the energy of protection. Suddenly my energy changed now, so I don't know how, but I see that you are a very different person for everybody else except your partner. And still, it is your partner, yet the wands and swords came, the cups still didn't come. So I feel one thing. It's not that you don't share everything to anybody, but how can you share something that you don't have yourself? I feel like you might not have explored your emotional side so much that you can even share it with anybody. But others feel it, and at least your closest of the friends feel it. And your partner, they are not able to rely on your emotional side so as much because they never had that kind of proof, or they have not ever seen you enough in that terms. So they rather rely on how you make them feel energetically. So example, if you don't tell your partner how you feel emotionally enough, then you're not giving them anything to trust you or to know how they can see you as an emotional person. So they just have, your partner just have to rely on how they are energetically feeling to understand who you are. And the only thing that they have to understand you is that you make them feel safe. But how you're making them feel safe, that um, I almost feel like they know you are intellectually smart, they feel energetically safe, but the journey to this, there is some kind of gap, and they are waiting that gap to be filled by emotions. But it's like they're not getting anything in the reality to understand it enough. So your partner might feel a lot confused about you, but they could be a spiritual person, so they rather depend on their judgment instead of your actions more. Also, the crow, right? So the crow is about seeing the past, present, and reality. So you could be good at making such connections to understand where your life is going. And in that terms, I see that intellectually you're very smart and that you have presented enough. in front of other people for them to know as well, especially your partner. So I'm not telling you have presented that side to anybody else, but for sure your partner. Also, chariot, it always reminds me a lot of times, especially this deck, this reminds me of Krishna energy. And it's interesting that in your career this Krishna energy is coming, and even the Lovers card was in reverse. So it feels like your career, or what kind of service you would do for people, it might have some kind of dharma uh, ingrained in your energy body. So basically, your soul is here for a particular purpose, and not just to come here and finish some task and do your karma and go back. So it's not just that, but rather something more is about your career. So you might have even met your partner through your career, I want to say. Okay, let's take. Also, you can think of any person now in your head from whom you want to hear. It could be any particular god, or it could be one of these people itself. Whatever comes to your mind, think of them. So let's see how they see you. Knight of Cups in reverse. I heard the word coward. I'm sorry, but I heard the word coward. So I feel like it could be a romantic person involved, or it could be somebody else. We'll take the clarifiers, but the word sure itself is coward. And it's very interesting that people find you intimidating, yet whoever you thought of, they think you're a coward. So, and it was in a funny manner, not in a disrespectful manner, okay? At the back of the deck is the High Priestess in reverse. So, whoever person you thought of at the end, they might have a lot of information regarding your energy body than you think. Like, you feel like nobody knows me, if you feel at least. Then let me tell you that however much you think the last person which was on your mind knows you, they know much more than you, but they rather choose to stay silent a lot of time. So that's a thing coming. Okay, let's take clarifiers now. Yeah, let's see. One for your colleagues. Seven again. I want to say, whatever career you think you would be at your peak, that would not be what you would end up with. You have to have a career change in your life. Like, career change is written for you, that's part of your destiny. And you would rather be doing something very different than whatever you're thinking. And I see that the career that is destined for you is, I even want to take one more card for you, because it seems like something important here. They have two major arcana here compared to any of this. So your career, and also here also. So your career, okay, your career would come at you when you least expected it. And I see that you would have very unexpected beginning. And I see that you are destined to support in a very grand manner to your soulmate, karmic soulmate, or career kind of soulmate, whatever you find the word fit. But the analogy that I want to use is uh, the way Krishna supported Arjun in Mahabharatam. That way I want to say. So basically, in Mahabharata, Arjun was supposed to do a fight, right? And Krishna was the charioteer. And I see your career something like that, where you are an important person, but you are only acting as a supporting role instead of the doer itself. So I see that is part of your destiny. And whatever career you're doing, it could involve service of some kind, and you supporting others while somebody else is doing something. Yeah, and you might even, you could have a lot of change of careers in your whole lifetime. Like, I'm not even seeing that whatever energy I'm describing, that would always remain the energy in your life, but with the same energy I see different careers. Like, the role would always be this, how I described, like that of Krishna, but the careers could change. That is the energy. So let's see, how does your family, okay, wait, this was about how your colleagues see you. And even though it's about how your colleagues see you, but I see that your colleague is not like a group of people, but it's more about a particular person whom you support. And when it comes to that, they would be dependent on you. So when you support somebody, it's not more about how they see you, but they are trusting you because they don't have any other option as per the role that you both are playing in each other's life. So I don't feel like your colleagues are a lot of people, but rather one on one kind of people that you get in your life. And they might feel like you're not giving all the information, which is interesting again, which we were getting in the initial part when we got this card. Like, you don't share a lot of information. It could be actually about your personal life, or it could be much more than that, but sometimes people might feel like that. Nonetheless, it is not true in that terms. You only share what is necessary, and you treat your professional environment as professional as possible. So let's see now how your family sees you. One card for this. Let's get one clarification. Seven of Pentacles, 7 and 8 again. Now, 7 is the number of Saturn, and 8 is the number of North Node. It's interesting in this whole area the way 7 and 8 is repeating. So, anyway, your family somehow, they had some kind of image made of you in the very beginning of your birth, and they were not able to think anything out of that. So I see some kind of conservative image that was made of you, and your family could never break those walls, and they still see you as the same person. No matter how much you grow, somehow their brain is still seeing you nothing more than what they saw you when you were a child. And interestingly, they could have chosen to see you as a brilliant child as well, but I'm not sure who put what in their mind, but they don't see even the child as that genius either. So it's not a problem if their biasing is not changing, but when that biasing is not something positive, then it might hamper your confidence in that terms. So your confidence might have been shaken a lot of times due to this biasing. And I'm getting a particular example, like suppose when a child has taken birth and somebody goes to an astrologer, and then that astrologer tells them something. Because first thing, this astrologer was not too good, I want to say, because nothing is an enemy, none of the planets are enemy, okay? Everything is there to teach you something. But instead of seeing the reality with the eye lens of knowledge, that astrologer projected his own fears onto your birth chart, and whatever he told, your family agreed to it, but rather owned it, and they claimed it. And then your family in turn projected it onto you as well. I see a lot of projection of biased projections being transferred, and finally when it reached to you, the child, who doesn't even know what they have done, their confidence suffered due to all of these societal conditioning. Because people are not able to see beyond their fears, they transfer the very same thing to you. And that tells that you are here to break that ancestral pattern. Because I see that your aura is very different, and how your family sees you is completely opposite, which tells that you would be the one who would break all of these biasing. I see a ripple effect there. So you could be doing ancestral healing. You could be dealing with generational karma in that terms. But sure, that seems to be there. Now let's see, how do your friends see you? The general friends. Just look at this, 7 again. 7 is the number of Saturn, and all four sevens are here. So you could be going through your Saturn return or Saturn Mahadasa as per Vedic astrology. But I want to tell you, you have to learn to work with Saturn for sure, because I cannot deny the presence of Saturn in your reading. Karma could be playing a very important role in your life. Look at this, just look at this, all the seven, and even the chariot is that there. Like, feel free to connect to Krishna. Like, he might be having a lot of messages for you. So that's the thing. And let's see. So these friends, I feel like even your friends project their fears onto you at times. And they might even feel scared of you at times. Yeah, I see that your friends are scared of you because they are able to sense on an energetic level the intelligent person you are. And I'm even getting these words, take no shit attitude. So you have that kind of attitude, like you're not going to tolerate any kind of bullshit. And so they are very conscious about the kind of words that they use around you. Like, they are very calculative, they are very aware the way they are talking to you, because you have created such situations where you took stand for yourself when you found something wrong. And your that part, they are scared of it. Like, that came as a shock to them, because you might appear very soft or very different, but when it comes to defending yourself, you're a very different person. And in that terms, it came as a shocker to these people when you did such a thing. So that's the thing. They still see you with a sense of fear, and they feel defensive around you. So I want to tell you, anytime somebody is defensive around you, you can know that they are scared of you at that time. Okay, so now that is your choice now, that whether you want to make them feel safe, or whether you want to just break their illusion of some kind if they are wrong about something. Okay, now let's see, how does your closest friend or best friend sees you. Your best friend finds you very relaxing, like you don't care about anything at all. That's how they see you. And they think, they might think like you're not at all a materialist, because this person is the person who hoards a lot of stuff, whereas this is in reverse. And even this person is like, just let me be. So that feels like you're somebody who would keep as less things as possible around you. And minimalist lifestyle is something that we are, almost all of us are very much into it recently. So you could be also one such person, and they might find to hang out at your place very comforting, your closest friends. So if they can, they would just come to your room and spend some time. And even if you don't do anything too much together, but they are just fine about just being around you. So that's the kind of thing. And your closest of friends also find you very rewarding. Why did I said rewarding? Okay, I wanted to say hardworking, but somehow rewarding came. So I feel like they cherish you a lot, and they think that the kind of things or the kind of presence that you bring into the table, that matters a lot to them. And they also find you a very hardworking person. So that's another thing. Now let's see, how does your partner sees you. I wonder if something with the cups will come interesting. I feel like when I said that you can think of any particular person, you might have thought about your partner itself. So you wanted to hear more from this part instead of something new. And your partner feels confused, I want to say. Let me just take for this as well, since I feel like this is what you have asked again. These are same cards. So this is Queen of Swords upright. Both the king and queen is upright, so you can be having a very Stimulating intellectual conversation with your partner, the hermit in reverse. Hermit is Virgo energy. So I see one thing. Your partner might find you feminine. It does not matter whether you are male or female, but they find you much more feminine than however you see yourself. So if you're a female, good and fine. If you're a male, I'm sorry, but that's how it's coming. So they see that when your partner is in your presence, they can only use their head as much, like they don't get into their emotions as such. And one reason is because both of you have very interesting intellectual conversation, so they try to utilize that thing as much as possible because that is fun for them and for you as well, because both the king and queen has come here. But another thing is because they feel very confused and they feel like don't have enough information to understand your emotional side. So I see that they feel confused about it, or either whatever information they have, they are not very accepting of it, or they don't understand it enough. Like I see a lot of confusion basically. So they know they can have fun with you, they know they can feel safe with you, because but not because of your actions, but much more because how they feel in their body in your presence. So that's also one thing which they rely on a lot, and in your presence they feel safe, so they know that. But their body is the reason that they are choosing to stay, not because of what you are doing or much more who you are. So I see this as a very healthy thing, to be honest, because when you can't depend on somebody else, they are choosing to trust on their own intuition. And in that terms, I feel that that is a healthy way to deal with things, because when you depend on other people, you don't know what you're going to get. But when you trust on your own intuition, then that is something which is supreme, right? All of us can only trust ourselves. We never know what the other person would be, or what is written in their destiny. So in that terms, I see that they see world from the lens of their own intuition or perspective. And I also see that you and your partner could be having a lot of fun times together, just pure childlike fun things that you do together. And there's a lot of images of child, so I feel like your inner child and their inner child feel safe with each other. So you could be as good as two children when you're together, and that is the only part where you people's emotion comes out. So only when you two act as children, which is weird because even adults can have feelings, but it seems like either you or them. And since this is more about how they see you, then I feel like at least they think that you are incapable of being emotional as an adult. So it might even have happened that they consciously chose to create such situations where you can feel as a child with them, because that is the only time when they get to meet your emotional side. So I even want to say that they might feel emotionally starved a lot of times with you, but they may not say it because your connection is much more dependent on intellectual compatibility instead of emotional compatibility. So I get this feeling like I knew what I was signing for, so should I even complain now? But that seems like that starving state is there because this knight of cups is in reverse in the end. So when this is in reverse, and when they are not sure, then why they can't be sure? Because that emotional stability is the major factor when you decide when you want to be someone's partner. And when a person is starved in that sense, then it almost becomes very difficult for a person. So truth be told, this person finds it very difficult coming back to you. They never doubted choosing you, but it almost feels like they had some kind of expectation from you about who you would become, or maybe you would open up, and maybe you tried opening up. I'm not sure what you did, but at least they don't feel it. They don't feel anything, the emotional thing. So because the wands is here, the swords is here, and what is it, the coming to wands, this is one of the best cards. Coming to swords, this is one of the best cards, queen, king and queen. But cups, both the knight is in reverse. And again, six of cups is a card of past also. So there could be like some kind of expectation from the past, or some kind of past playing a role, because of which the emotional safety also feels compromised by their side. So that also feels to be a thing here. So I think, yeah, these are the ways that they see you. And yeah, so how people see you, you can take this reading as basically part 1. I would also be making a part 2, which would be independent of how people see you, who you are as on soul level, and what is the color of your aura. So feel free to watch that reading as well once I release. And if you resonated with this, you can like this video, and you can also subscribe to my channel. So bye bye, group 3. Hi, group 4. Let's see the breakdown of the reading. So you can pause the video and feel free to read it, what all I'll be covering now. So let's get into the reading. So, what is the first impression that you give to people? That came very fast, and it's Stingray. People might find you easy to read. I even heard a very loud sound right now, which tells me that somehow you are an alarming person for others. Why would you be alarming? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I get this feeling like you have a very healthy energy body. Like it doesn't matter whether you have physically, if you suffer in some way, or physically you find any kind of insecurity in yourself, but your energy body, that's hot. I want to say that's like very interesting. Okay, let's see how do they see you once they have spent some time with you. That's a lot. I heard they can't get enough of you. They can't get enough of you. Interesting. Panther, sea serpent, eagle. These are all very fierce cards, I want to say. Let me just get one. I feel like the more people get to know you, the more they feel attached and attracted to you. You're such a magnetic presence. It's like the more somebody gets to know you, the more they come back to you. Almost like I see a cycle being there. Like if somebody gets to know you, they just can't hate you. Again, a lot. Shall I take this? You could be a very pure person. Like you could be having a very pure light, your aura. Okay. Can we get just one card? We'll take this. Okay, look, just look at this. Fire, fly, and dragon. The fire that you have, didn't I say your aura feels hot. And even the dragon is something which breathes fire. You could be having a major fire placement in your chart. Also, firefly is something which is very fleeting, like they come and go. It is almost reminding me of that Dua Lipa song, I come and I go, catch me or I go Houdini. So, like, you don't give your presence so easily to people. Almost a celebrity like feeling I'm getting, but not exactly, but more like your presence is so much needed in the world, yet the way you are living at a place hidden, the way the dragon protects its eggs or gold, something like that. Like you're so hidden from the world that if people get to know you, your whole life would be so different. And even though this is about how people see you once they get to know you, it seems like your presence is very interesting. Like nobody can ignore you, and the more they get to know you, the more they would be devoted to you. And you might not be a very available person, and I don't see because you're so busy or you don't have time, but more because it is important to keep you protected. Okay, somehow I was able to put it in words for you. And the horse, by the way, the horse energy is also about achieving anything. So very interesting. Let me just take clarifier for each. So let's see about your first impression. We have 10 of cups. Interesting. It's very nice. Okay. You know, the way this stingray has all the rainbow colors and even this 10 of cups, you could be a very happy person, or people, even if they are seeing you the first time, they might feel very happy meeting you, even if it's first time. It's very interesting because I love this energy, even though this is just like, if even if nobody is knowing you, and then it was coming that when they get to know you, the more they love you. Your energy is like so delicious. I'm getting very weird words for you. Okay, let's see. Let's get one clarifier for how they would see you. There's some time. These are a lot. I'll show you again a lot for you, right? After they get to know you, it's a lot. It's always a lot. Nobody can get enough of you. They just keep coming back. Group 4, you're so much good. Like, your energy is as good as a siren, like mermaids. Mermaid kind of energy. Queen of Cups. Am I surprised? 10 of Cups. Queen of Cups. I'm not. See that you have very healthy relation with your emotional body. So yeah, let's talk about it. So the moment people see you, they feel happy, like you're that person whom when a child sees on a random location, they start to laugh. There's twinkle in their eyes, and I see that you returning that kindness back to that child as well. And you have done a lot of work on yourself, I want to say. Like the kind of work that you have done, that is the reason why your emotions are such pure. And you have a healing presence, happy presence, joy boy kind of energy. You know, if you have watched One Piece, and you know the character Luffy is the joy boy, so you are the joy boy slash joy girl in people's life. Whoever meets you, I feel it is a blessing to them, because your energy, the presence that it has, it only grows. And a lot of readings recently actually involved this similar kind of energy, so I wonder if you have been following those same groups which has this same kind of energy going on. And so I feel that that's the first impression that you give. Your first impression itself is such solid. Like, people would always come back to you. You're that person who other people who are not able to enjoy in your presence, maybe because they're jealous or whatever. Although I see very less haters for you, you know, those memes where the person with no hater, you're that person. But even if there are few people, then I feel that they are those people who wanted attention but you got so easily, and they might find like your life is easier, while they don't understand the kind of work that you put in behind the doors. So you're that person who is like, you cannot win against me because I am praying for you to win as well. You're that kind of person. So it doesn't matter to you because you want to win yourself, and you also want others to win. So how is someone supposed to compete with you? You're not in the competition at all. So that's the kind of first impression that I'm getting. And then coming to after people getting to know you, I can't even describe this energy. This is such a nice energy. The pink healing energy. It's like After you leave people's life, then they realize what a healing presence you were in their life. And I also see that you might not like to interact a lot when you are in your resting phase, or maybe recently at least it might have happened, like you have developed this habit to recharge consciously. So earlier you might have been that person who would stay present for everybody when others needed, but now if you want to rest, you would rest, and you have learned how to create boundaries so that you can recharge. And that tells me that you are aware how amazing you are. Okay. And I heard something very funny, like people might find you such pure personality and they might see you as such a charming person, but you, in a funny way, might use a lot of cuss words, like the way I saw DFQ, if you know. So I feel like you use it a lot. And in a funny way, I want to say, like, not you're an angry person, but you can also be an angry person. I, I almost see that your aura is very interesting because this is filled with light inside. There's so much light in you. Your energy is something that I can sit for hours with. That's the kind of energy. And there was some previous reading which I was getting the same kind of energy. So I wonder if it's you again. Hi again. And the dragon is something I feel like it protects something. So in that terms I feel that you understand now who you are, and the more you understand who you are, you know how well you are protected by the universe, and you also know how to protect yourself by using your boundaries. So people might miss you once they get to know you, because you go into people's life, you complete your purpose, then you just get out of there, but people still miss you. And then when they start to miss you, you understand that since you have completed your purpose, you just stay in your lane, sending all the good vibes, but not literally trying to comfort anybody. So in that terms, a lot of people I feel is there who misses you much more than feeling like, and also I feel like they're curious who Group 4 has become now in that terms. So I see that after getting to know you, there might not be a lot of people who stayed in your life consistently in that terms. Yeah. So let's see now. How does your colleague see you? Four of Cups. Oh, there was one more. And Six of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Okay, and let's see. That's interesting. I was going to say, how does your family see you? That's a lot, but I'll show you. This is Ace of Cups in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse, and Queen of Coins in reverse. So, a lot of people underestimate you. I feel angry for some reason. Okay, how does your family see you? Because that is the kind of thing I was getting in the colleagues part as well, that they underestimate you. But even your family does the same thing, it seems. But I see not all of the family members. That's different. Like in your family, also, there are people who see you differently. Oh, I see there's one person in your family who believes in you blindly. They might have been someone who you have had some kind of past relationship with, and they came back in your life maybe as a parent, and they understand who you are and not just a child that you are, and they have a lot of belief in you. That's very beautiful, because I was getting angry because even the family underestimates you. But now I feel okay. Seems some of them do. Okay, let's see, how do your friends see you now? These were the friends, general friends, okay, not the closest ones. And Three of Swords in reverse. Again, I'm getting funny things because they see you as cutthroat. Like, if somebody messes up, you are gonna cut them out of your life very easily. Yeah. Let's see, how does your closest friend view you? Ten of Wands. I heard the way you were trying to find God and the way you made it all happen, they saw it all happening. Like, I see that when you were an ordinary person and when you decided to try to find God in a world full of masks and such corrupted place that we are right now, in that world, you decided to try to find God within yourself. And when you tried doing that, your friend, closest friends at least, they witnessed it all happening and they think you are very courageous person. Okay, let's see how does your partner sees you. The world. This is coming literally. They might think the world of you. Like you are everything to them, but there could be distance involved between you and your partner. And you can think of any particular person that is in your mind and let's see how does they see you. So I'll be taking the back of the deck if it didn't come, but interesting. We'll see both. So we have the King of Swords and Page of Cups. Okay, we'll take it. Okay, now let's take clarifiers. So how does your colleagues see you? Interesting. So what I see here is your colleagues think that you have made a stupid decision of some kind. Like they have a very particular view that life at this age should go like this, at that age should go like this, and you just don't fit into their description. And when you didn't fit into their description, then instead of realizing that the description could be widened or their biases are getting challenged, they rather thought you made some kind of stupid decision. So recently you might have taken some kind of decision for yourself and they think it was stupid to leave. Particularly I'm getting like you might have decided to change locations or end something, you might have resigned something you did, and your colleagues think that you have lost, and they are not realizing that they are the ones who lost you. Because what I see, your energy, you may not be successful in the most traditional manner, like you're having a car or a house, a lot of money in that sense, but your energy itself is a success on earth. You taking birth on earth is their privilege, and thinking that you're stupid for choosing yourself in a world which is so corrupted, they are the ones who lost. They have already lost as humans, to be honest. So I don't see the point why would they suddenly there's a fly around. It's interesting, we got firefly and now the fly is around here. And every time I see fly, it reminds me of a very knowledgeable sage who made a mistake, and I feel like these people are mistaking uh, you, like who you are. They don't understand a bit, and they're not just underestimating you a bit, they're underestimating you a lot. Okay, that's what it is. Doesn't matter. You have won as a human. Let me just tell you that. Let's see how does your family sees you. So I particularly feel it could be a father who supports you in all of your decisions. Whether he likes it or not, that's a separate thing, but he supports you. Emperor is Aries energy. So your father could be having an important Aries placement if you resonate with that. Or Cancer placement, I want to say. Aries or Cancer. Or four number could be important. So you could be having four numbers in your family, four members in your family, and let's see. Okay, just look at this. That's very interesting. So I see that your father, or at least any one particular family member who is very dominating male like figure, they think you, they think of you very highly. They know that you can manifest anything. They know that you can crack any exam. They know you're the most intelligent person that they know. and when you decided to walk away, they supported you. So this after this, it was your family, it was your father probably, who supported you. And when they decided to support you, they might not have felt very comfortable about it, because of course the financial safety or some kind of security was gone. But instead of trying to belittle you, unlike some other family members, he decided to support you and believe in you. And I feel that you understand who are the other members who don't support you, and you decided to rather choose to listen to this particular member who supports you, instead of people who are there to belittle you. And that is why earlier few cards fell, and there the support was missing, and it rather made me angry, whereas now I feel better because at least you have somebody for you, and they believe in you so much. They believe that you can do anything. And it matters to you that it is this person who should have belief in you. It doesn't matter what are the other members thinking, but the relation that you have with this person, I think it is very protected. And just keep nurturing to it. I feel that this person would nurture you as well. They see that you would be the person who would hold their legacy in the family, and they might have a lot of expectations from you. But I also feel that when expectations are placed and enough love is provided, then it is okay. If somebody is just placing expectations and they are going to belittle you, then you better not come with that energy. So that's how I see it. Like, they also provide the love that you require to walk on your path alone, I want to say. Interesting. He might even have taught you how to walk alone in your life in some way, either as his own life journey could have served as an example, or he might have literally communicated to you. You might have had very serious discussion with this family member, and that's when they taught you how to deal with life itself. So that's very interesting, and I see that's a healthy thing to have. And let's see, how does your friends see you, the general ones? They might feel like you go sometimes offline or completely ghost people. Ace of Wands in reverse, Tower upright. Yeah, I see this. Just look at this. Take no shit attitude, shocking endings. Like, you know your value, you know the respect that you have for yourself, and you will never put up with the bullshit. So one thing is there: every time you enter into somebody's life, you are aware of your power, your energy, your aura, and you also know how much valued person you are. So in that terms, when you serve your purpose, you're not going to just stay there just to fulfill some kind of traditional path. You would leave, whether it is your workplace or whether it is your general friends. So I see that you're not that person who would keep a lot of people in their life. You would get up and walk away when the purpose is fulfilled. You understand things on a higher perspective instead of just as a human body. And so it had been a lot of times that when somebody disrespected you or chose to cross a boundary, or in some way you had served the purpose, then you decided to leave from their life. And I think that is what was coming in this part as well, where not a lot of people would stay consistently in your life for long. So there's no such thing in your life as just friends. You have closest friends or you have nothing else. You have closest relationship or you have no family. That's the kind of person that you are, I see. So there's not much to see, or there's not much that you care about this at all. So let's see, how does your closest friend sees you, or your best friend for that matter. Again, I see like they have seen you struggle, they have seen everything, and they respect you a lot about your courage, I want to say. The courage that you have, they understand that it is rare. And of course that's why they are your closest friend. And your closest friend could be a soulmate, if you want to claim that, but that's coming. So that's the thing. And I feel like you have waited long enough to decide who would be your best friend. Like, you wouldn't make friends just because you're lonely. You would make friends because your souls align. You're that kind of person. So in that terms, you have waited a lot of years until you find this person who could see you, and you only allow people to be your closest when they truly see you. So it is very important for you that the way you see yourself, that's how your closest people should see you. And I see that is already applicable until now. And they might feel like you do a lot of things, like a lot of spiritual work in that terms. So that, and they also feel that you may not communicate your problems as much as you can. Instead, you just handle it all by yourself. But I feel that your friends want to tell you that kindly allow the fly as the extra member in our reading now, because I don't know what to do with this. So anyway, so your friends, they feel like you may not tell when you are in a problematic situation. You only tell them when sometimes you solve it. And I want to tell that your friends and even your spirit guides want to come through to tell you that feel free to ask for our help and support anytime, like in any kind of situation. It could be embarrassing for you, but it doesn't matter to us. We are there for you. Please come to us for support whenever it is needed. Please communicate to us as much as needed. Like, and you can even just come and just vent about things to us. And I mean it for your best friend and your guides, both of them. So both could be same as well. So either way, like they're like that. Like they want you to hear more from you. Yeah. Let's see how does your partner sees you. So your partner might live far away from your physical location. Yeah, for sure. So I see that your partner is waiting for some kind of communication from you. And they know, like, they're not insecure about anything, but they want to hear something from you, something so that they would feel assured. And I feel that they might want to come meet you, things like that. So you could be having a long distance relationship in that terms. And I think they find you very cute. They might even like the way you dress. And I see that that might not be the focus of this reading, for that matter, for you. So you're not too much interested about listening, about hearing from your partner in that terms. I'm not sure why. But not a lot of things are coming. Let me just take one more card if there's something else that wants to come. But travel could be involved in your relationship, and your partner feels like they're away from you. So unlike you, who is spiritually, yeah, for sure, the partner misses you. Like they want you to be near them physically, whereas you, who's a spiritual person, you might think that I can feel you anyway wherever I am in the world. So you may not reciprocate their desire of meeting you in that terms as much as they think. So I see that kind of creating a distance between you two. And you're just waiting for them to realize the soul bond that already exists, or either this whole thing to fade away, for that matter. But you are going to choose yourself and your purpose, it seems, much more than anything else. And it is not your concern right now to chase a relationship. Yeah. So let's see what is this other person, whoever you thought of, wants to tell you. And they want to tell you, well, one thing is, a pet can be your soulmate. Particular pet, it could be a white colored pet, a rabbit itself. Moons moon could be important to you, 6 moons. So I feel like there's somebody keeping an eye on you, and they see you with a lot of adoration. I'm getting a feeling this could be a guide, somebody looking from above. And they want to tell you that whatever you start now would result in something very good. There's a winning time ahead for you. And didn't I tell about fire energy? Look at this, the fire inside this girl. And I think they want to confirm you something that you were thinking. Like there might be something on your mind, that's something very specific about who you are or what is your next phase, and related to that you asked this particular guide whether that is true or not, and they are confirming that what you're thinking is right, and they love the kind of work that you're doing, they love the change that you're bringing about in the world, and they see you with a lot of respect. And they are also telling you that a lot of fame might come into your life later or sooner, but that will not change you. You don't have to worry that you would get lost in all that fame and glamour. You would still remain who you are, because your roots are too grounded for all of that. Look at the work that you have done. These roots, they're not just created for show, they are there after a lot of hard work. So you can have much more trust in you, and when the time comes, you must feel confident. You would be put exactly in a position which is meant for you, nothing less than that. So, yeah, these are the messages for you, and this is kind of like a part one. So how do others see you? And there will be a part two. So irrespective of how anybody else sees you, there will be a reading about your energy and your aura. So that's the part two, which I would be releasing soon. And if you resonated with this, then you can like this video, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more such future readings. Bye bye, group 4.